Good morning, yogis. I'm Kate. Welcome to my channel. We have a special guest today, Memphis. He hasn't been with us in a while, so I feel deeply honored. I'm sure you do too. Today's practice is a morning flow to get you ready and stretched out and refreshed for your day. You may want a couple of blocks. You're definitely going to want a strap or something like it. A blanket if you like to sit on that. Find a quiet spot, roll out your mat, and let's get moving. Okay, so we're gonna start in a comfortable seat, but before anything, we're gonna do a little hip stretch, so sitting might be a little more comfortable. You can grab a blanket if you wanna sit up on one. I'm not going to for this one. You get to pick whatever feels more comfortable for you. So take your legs out in front for a moment and just give them a little blah, 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 blah. And then you're gonna fold your right leg in and bring your left shin in front. Sit up nice and tall and just walk your hands forward for a second here. You can go deep into it or maybe stay back just a little. Press your fingertips into the floor and feel your sitting bones press back behind you. And maybe after a breath or two, you want to go just a little bit deeper, not fully to your edge, because it's early. And then walk your hands underneath you, stretch your legs out in front, a little bit of popcorn, blah, 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 blah. And fold your left leg in and your right shin in front. The same thing, you wanna lengthen up and just walk your hands forward. So you get a fold here, but one that's not too deep. That's it, and maybe after a breath or two, you let your legs or let your hands walk a little farther forward. And then walk your hands underneath you. Stretch your legs out one more time. Give them a little up. And then grab your blanket if you're not sitting on it already. And you're going to settle into that. Find a comfortable seat from here. And let your eyes slide closed. Feel your shoulders relax away from your ears and feel the crown of your head stretch up. And take just a couple moments here to bring your body, your mind, your breath together here. Become aware of the temperature of the air on your skin. Maybe notice the colors on your eyelids as the light shines through. Feel the parts of you that rest on the floor here. Just so you can start your practice with the knowledge that you are a mind with a body. Sometimes we are so discombobulated. We move through an entire day without recognizing that this mind here has gone off into a million different directions and we've forgotten that we're attached to a body that breathes. So feel your body in space here. Feel your breath move through. Notice the parts of you that rise on your inhale and the parts of you that collapse back into center as you exhale. And enjoy that rhythm for another moment or two. And on your next exhale, you're going to drop your chin to your chest and shake your head gently from side to side. And inhale, roll your right ear up over your right shoulder. Give yourself a little pause there. And exhale, roll it down through center. And inhale, roll up to the other side. And a little pause there. And an exhale down through center. And come up to that right side one more time. You can place your right hand on the side of your head right above that left ear. Give yourself a gentle pull. And let those left fingertips come to the floor, and without shifting your weight in any way, kind of spider walk those fingers away from your hip and out to the side. And then roll your chin back down to your chest. And inhale, roll up to the other side. Same thing here. Let your left hand come to the side of your head. And your right fingertips drop to the floor. And you can walk that right hand out. Just so you're like grazing the tips of your fingertips as you breathe into that right side of your neck. And when you exhale, release. Hands to your lap, chin to your chest. And inhale, lift your head. And you're going to take your right arm and just stretch it across in front of your chest. And hook with the left. And feel your right arm bone pull back into the socket. And as you reach through those right fingertips, take your gaze over to the right side. Beautiful. Press the back of your right arm into your left one. Bring it back through center. Take this right arm, sweep it up and around. Bend your elbow. Walk your fingertips down the center of your upper back and grab with that left hand. Soften the tops of your shoulders away from your ears. And just breathe here. Gorgeous. Take that right hand down. That left hand, sorry. Right arm's going to stretch out to the side and flip so your palm faces the back of the room. And then bend your elbow so the back of your hand comes to your low back. And roll your arm bone back. Make some space underneath your collarbone here. And you can take your left ear for a moment and drop it over your left shoulder. Give a little shake there. Beautiful. Then head back up through center. Release that right arm. Take your left arm across. And we're going to do a little pull here. Same idea. Feel your shoulder drop away from your ear. And you want to keep your left side shoulder blade like in your back as much as you can. I know it's not going to come off your back, but not actually. But feel it kind of hold its own there as you reach through your left fingertips. Take your gaze over to the left. And you can press the back of your left arm into the right one. Create a little resistance. And then come back through center. Take this left arm, sweep it out, reach it up, bend that elbow, grab it with the right hand. Pause right here, soften your shoulders down, feel your low ribs tuck back in. They want to kind of lift off your body, but tuck them back in. Yes, indeed. And then take that left arm, stretch it out. Flip your palm. Take the back of your hand to your low back. Same thing here, you want to roll the head of this arm bone back. And then drop your right ear over your right shoulder and give your head a little shake. Bring your head back up through center and release that left arm. And you're just going to kind of roll out your shoulders. And then the other direction. Yeah. Okay, and then grab for your strap. That's the best part. Okay, here we go. You're going to take the strap and give yourself, I don't know what that is, maybe like 2.5 feet of room. And take your arms, stretch them overhead. Tops of your shoulders melt away from your ears and pull gently down with that right hand. And as you pull with the right, resist with the left. So you fire up that tricep, maybe the back of your right or your left shoulder there. Yeah. Inhale, bring it up through center. And same thing the other side, just pull gently down. Just making some space in your shoulders and your arms. As you pull down with the left hand, keep resisting with the right. Give a little pull back. And then back up through center. Take this right hand, pull it down again, and then slide it a couple inches down the strap so you have a little bit more room. And you're going to take this right hand and sweep it back behind you. And let your right hand pull back and down and feel the heel of your left hand press forward and up. Hopefully that gives you a nice stretch through that back of that left arm. Maybe even into the right forearm. Yeah. And back up through center. Come on up and pull it over to the other side. Same idea, you're going to sweep that left hand behind you. Pull back and down, but resist forward and up with the right hand. Let that right shoulder drop down though. Gorgeous. Back through center and then up. And we can get rid of this now. Move it to the side and come on into table. And since we've been sitting for a little bit of time here, when you land into your table, take your right foot, stretch it back, tuck your toes, push through your heel. Oh. And then same thing to the other side. Nice, and then come back into your table. Roll through a couple of rounds of cat and cow. You feel your spine arch as you inhale. And let it round as you exhale. And just keep moving like this. Slow and steady. Feel your spine start to wake up. The muscles along the length of it start to open up. A couple more rounds. Yeah. Last one. That's it. Then come back to a neutral spine. Here we go. You're going to take your right foot, stretch it straight back behind you. Pull your abdominal muscles in as you kick through that right heel. Take your left arm and you're going to reach it forward. Find a balance here. Stay strong through your middle. Take your left hand back down to the floor, bend your right knee, press your heel up toward the ceiling, and then roll out. Circles out and around in one direction, and then around in the other. That's it. You're gonna take your right leg, kick it straight back behind you. And then draw your knee in toward your nose. Bring it in so far that you can sneak this right leg across and in front of the left one. So now we've got the thighs crossed. And take your left heel, move it over to the right. You're just gonna walk your hands back and sit your hips back like you were gonna take your butt all the way back to the floor, but we're not gonna do it. That's it. And then come on back up. Walk your hands forward slightly. Take your left foot, step it back behind you. Sweep your right knee back under, and then take your left leg, kick it up. That's it. Feel that where this low back can start to really curve, draw your low belly in. Stay strong through your arms, and then take that right arm, reach it forward. Beautiful. And then that right hand comes back down to the floor, bend your knee, press up through your left heel, and then some circles here, out and around. Just wake up that hip. Wake up those stabilizer muscles. And then in the other direction. Nice. Okay, kick your left leg straight back behind you, inhale. And then from here, left knee is gonna pull in and tuck your left leg up and across the right and move that right foot over to the left side. You're gonna walk your hands back, send your hips gently back toward the back edge of your mat. Your butt doesn't have to hit the floor. If you're feeling like you really wanna go Mukhasana here, you can drop your butt all the way back, but I'm gonna stay in this like halfway place. And then rock yourself forward again. Step your right foot back, step your left foot back, downward facing dog. And give yourself a second here just to pedal it out. And rock from side to side. Beautiful. All right, now you're gonna take your right foot, step it in slightly, just a little bit. Spin your toes open, drop your heel. So your right leg is nice and strong and straight. You can press through the outer edge of your foot. Push into your hands, feel your sitting bones rise up, and then bend your left knee. Ooh. Keep your shoulder blades strong in your back. You can let your left hip start to sink down, keeping that right hip lifted, your sitting bone moving back. Come back through your down dog. Inhale, come forward, find plank. Exhale, drop your knees to the floor. Keep your toes tucked for just a beat. Slide your hips back to your heels. And then come on forward again. Take your fingertips out to the long edges of the mat and rock a little bit side to side. And then add some circles out and around. And then in the other direction. Gorgeous. Bring your hands back through. Downward facing dog. Take it up and stretch it back. And now the left foot's going to step forward just a tiny bit. Spin those toes open. Press through the outer edge of your left foot. Oh, sitting bones stay lifted. Now bend that right knee. Let your right hip start to sink a little bit. As you do, feel this outer left hip drop up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward, find your plank. Exhale, knees to the floor. This time, untuck your toes. Send your hips back to your heels. Pop up onto your fingertips. Press your fingertips into the floor and feel your sitting bones draw back. Then let your hips squish a little bit side to side. Nice. Rock it up. Find your table. Take your fingertips out toward the long edges of your mat, or you can take your fingertips, spin them back toward your knees. Maybe they land somewhere in between those 2 points. It's all good. Take a second. Soften your shoulders, but keep your core engaged. Maybe you start to slide the weight of your hips back toward your heels. Maybe that's just all too much. If you've taken your weight back, bring it forward, peel that right hand up, peel the left hand up. Shake it out. Gorgeous. Now, if you're feeling super tight and you need a little more space, you can grab your blocks here. We're going to take the right leg, kick it straight back behind you. Ready? Belly in, strong through your core. Take your left arm, reach it forward. Yeah. Left hand comes down, knee to nose, pull it in. Kick that leg straight back, and then step your right foot up between your thumbs. Keep your fingertips on the floor or on those blocks. Sink your hips. Push into that right foot just a little bit. Inhale. When you exhale, we're going to rock it back. Move into those hamstrings. Ardha Hanuman. Pull that right side sitting bone back. A couple more breaths here. Beautiful. You're going to rock forward. Plant your left hand, take your right arm, reach it up. You got it. Flip your palm, take the back of your right hand to your low back. And as you sink that left hip down, roll your right shoulder open. Release that. Stretch your arm back all the way up, and then windmill it to the inside of your right foot. Scooch your right foot over to the side. Spin your toes open about 45 degrees and feel your hips sink. Press into your hands, stretch your chest forward so you get a nice lift through your chest here. An extension through the front of your body from this thigh, through your hip flexor, through your belly and your chest, all reaching forward. And then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, press firmly through both feet for just a moment. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward, nice roll into plank. And then exhale, drop your knees, untuck your toes and roll it the opposite direction. So you can bend your elbows and lower it all the way down through a little cobra. Drop your forehead to the floor, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, peel it up. Legs strong and rooted into the floor. For the sides of your neck lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands. Press up through table. Take a breath in your table. When you exhale, take your gaze over your right shoulder. Pull your outer right hip around toward your nose. Inhale, bring it through center, and exhale, take it to the other side. Inhale through center, exhale this time. Downward facing dog, move it back. Take a moment here. You're gonna give a little tiny bend to your right knee and a really big bend to the left. Keep your sitting bones moving up and back. Keep that right knee bent, but start to press your right heel toward the floor. Yeah, it's good, right? And then we switch here. Big old bend in the right knee, a little tiny bend in the left.
Keep that bend in the left knee, but press your left heel toward the floor. Oh, glorious. All right, down dog. Both legs work towards straight. They certainly don't have to be today or ever. And then drop your knees back down to the mat. Find your table. Take your left leg, stretch it straight back behind you. Inhale, core strong. Right arm's gonna reach forward. Gorgeous. Nice deep breath here. And then take that right hand down to the mat and step your left foot up between your thumbs. Pop onto your fingertips. Again, blocks are great here if you're feeling like the morning is a stiff one, right? Pull your shoulders back. Oh, and stretch your chest forward. Keep scissoring through those inner thighs, even as you sink your hips. Good morning. That's it. And then nice and slow, walk your hands back, work to straighten that front leg. Little half splits here. Keep scissoring through those inner thighs. Gorgeous. All right. Rock it forward. When you get back into your lunge, lean into your right hand. Take your left arm and peel it open. Flip that palm. Take your hand behind your low back and roll your shoulder back. Let that right hip, that right thigh bone sink maybe just another millimeter down. And then take that left arm. You're going to reach it back and sweep it up toward the ceiling, and a nice long reach toward the top of the room as you round it into the inside of that left foot. Spin your left toes open. You can stay on your hands if you want to, or you can lower down if you're feeling it. You just want to press a little bit into the ball of that left foot and keep the front of your body long. So if you can't lengthen with your forearms down, stay up on your hands. If you can, then you can go ahead and lower it down. Another breath here. And then tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee. Press firmly through both feet. Feel that right thigh engaged, but let your hips sink down. And now we're going to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So we end up in this yogi squat type of thing here. And it's early, so if you want to stay a little bit higher, if you want to grab a block underneath your butt, if you want to roll up a blanket underneath your heels, give yourself a moment to get situated, and then you get to rock a little bit side to side here. Feels good. When you feel like you're more acclimated to being here, press your palms together. Lift your chest toward your thumbs. Nice long spine. And when you exhale, fold it forward, Uttanasana. Work to straighten those legs. You can bring blocks underneath your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Strong legs, engage those quads. Exhale and fold. Press into the floor. Come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Bend those knees if you need to. Stretch out and up. Exhale and fold all the way back down over your legs. Find some length here. Inhale. And then when you exhale, fold. Shift your weight into your right foot. Grab blocks if you want them. You're going to take the left foot, kick it back for just a momentary standing split, and then step it all the way to the back of the mat. Press into both feet. Fire up both legs. Lengthen your spine here. And then press into your right foot especially. Inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Yeah. That's it. Soften your shoulders. Feel the strength in your legs. When you exhale, open. Find warrior two. You got it. Nice long spine here. Energy from fingertip to fingertip. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana. Come out and reach it over. Feel this hip crease. Just press gently back. When you exhale, we're going to windmill both hands down to the floor. Spin onto the ball of your back foot. Find a nice long Parsvottanasana. If it feels unmanageable at this distance of your feet, you can hop the back foot in. Grab for the blocks if you want them. Pause here. Scissor through your inner thighs. And then soften that front knee, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward, find plank. Exhale, lower those knees, untuck your toes, drop your thighs, drop your hips, roll your shoulders back. And as you lower down, bend your elbows, keep them tight. Through a little cobra in reverse. Forehead to the floor and release your fingers. Drag your knuckles back, lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, release. Come back to the floor with your hands. Downward facing dog. Pull it up and stretch it back. And then a delightful little walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Press the floor away, come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, reach. And dive right back down. Exhale. Halfway lift. Shift your weight. As you fold, you're gonna come to that left foot. Kick back through your right leg. Nice easy standing split, and then soften your left knee. Step that right foot back, sink your hips. Stretch your chest forward, pause here. Feel that strength gather in your legs. And as you press into your left foot, come all the way up, crescent lunge. Feel your low ribs draw in. Kick gently back through your right heel. Even as you scoop your tailbone. Ooh, it's a little bit of a dance. Warrior two. Getting some energy flowing here. Just a little wake up. Yes. Strong feet. Shoulders soft. Trikonasana, straighten your left leg. Come out and over. Inhale. And then exhale, windmill the hands down. You're gonna frame that front foot, spin on the ball of your back foot. You can stay right here in this longer version of Parsvo. If you wanna step your back foot in, then go for it. Scissor your thighs, try to keep the hips square as best you can. You want to feel your low back and notice if it's like careening in one direction or the other. See if you can find kind of a neutral hip region. Yes. And then soften that front knee, step back, down dog. We're going to go right to pigeon here. So slide your right shin forward. Pause for a moment here. Feel the length of your spine. If you want to grab a blanket underneath your sitting bone, you can do that. Sometimes it feels good to have something if you're floating, like I am. And lengthen up and then walk yourself forward. It feels good to me not to have anything under there, but if it feels like it's stressful, then you can always grab a blanket and slide it under there. Give yourself some support. It would look something like this. Which also feels nice. Try to soften through your shoulders. Cheeks and your jaw too. Sometimes we tense without even knowing it. Take another breath here. And if you do have a blanket, you're gonna slide it out. Bring your hands underneath you, come on up, and then drop onto your outer right hip. And take your left leg and you're gonna bring it forward, just like we did in the very beginning of class, right? So that left shin stacks in front. And now take your hands and walk them forward. Nice, and then walk your hands underneath. You're gonna keep your left shin crossed here, and then just sweep your right leg back. So we do pigeon on the other side, just a slightly different way of getting there. Right, just check back, make sure that right leg is working its way straight back. Pause here at the top if that feels good to you. It feels really good to me, so I like to stay here. When you want to, you're gonna lengthen up and come out and over that left leg. And you may find that this side doesn't want or need a blanket. Maybe it does and the other side didn't. Soften here. Notice if any tension is gathered. And slide your hands underneath you. Come upright. Roll onto that outer left hip. You're going to take your right leg, bring it up and cross it in front. Lengthen up one more time and give yourself a twist, or a twist. You can do that too if you want. Walk your hands forward. Oh, my brain just went haywire. Walk your hands underneath you. And we're gonna end class in a comfortable seat. So if you want to take a twist before we close, let's do it. You can take your feet out in front and wrap your left hand around and just take your right hand behind you. Give yourself a second here. Lengthen up and twist yourself to the right. Bring yourself through center and pause as you curl in for a moment. And with that right arm still across, take your left hand behind you, lengthen up and give yourself a twist to the other side. And then back through center. Just a little hug of the knees, curl in. And then round yourself up. Okay, and now we're gonna sit. If you crave Shavasana, then all good, go for it. We're gonna take a few moments here just to sit comfortably. And close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths. And give yourself a chance to let the benefits of your practice just settle. Feel them sink in. And keep your awareness on your breath. You don't have any need to control it necessarily, but just notice it. Bring your palms together into Anjali Mudra. And bow your head. And honor this time on your mat. And honor your body and your breath and the day you have ahead, whatever is left of it or however much you've got. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I look forward to practicing with you again soon. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. All of those things are lovely and super excellent. Make it a great day.